Hi guys, Sam from DaemonPainting. What I wanted to bring you today was a little look into one of my new favourite parts of actually painting minis. Now, a while ago I started getting into the old airbrushing, and I have worked my way up through some pretty average airbrushes, starting off with some cheap Chinese ones. Actually got my first one at Bunnings Warehouse, just a single action, push button, gravity fed one. It was okay for doing base coats and whatnot. What I wanted to show you first of all today was my most latest airbrush that I've got, which is, let's have a look, my Badger airbrush model 105. So I had to open it up. What we've got in here is just your basic airbrush. We've got a fine nib on the bottom, a spare one. I'll open this one up and I'll show you what we guys have got here. Now this one is, obviously it comes with a cap to protect the needle in the end, and a little cup to help you keep your paint in when you're doing crazy Warhammer angles. Now obviously this one's gravity fed, this is dual action, so you push down to get your airflow, you pull back to get your paint. This one's got a nifty feature, you can loosen off at this point here, and you can remove in and out your needle. Alrighty, now when you're airbrushing, there's obviously some very crucial components that you are going to need. First of all, we have the airbrush, top right hand corner over there. The other major thing you're going to need is your compressor. Now there's a huge range out there, dedicated model painting compressors for using with your airbrush. Iwata is fantastic. A couple of people that I've spoken to that have used them, I highly recommend them. What I've been using at this stage, being that I do a lot of automotive work, is actually my garage air compressor. I just reduce the airflow down, the air pressure down. I use it on a lower setting, typically between, normally 15-18 psi. One of the other very important components when it comes to airbrushing is actually your paint. Now again, there is a huge variety of paints that you can use. What I'm going to show you is just some of the stuff that I have been using to date. First of all is your standard Vallejo Model Air range. You'll probably see it in the back of a couple of my videos. What have we got here? We've got French blue and light red. These are a couple of my favourite colours at the moment, being that I've been painting demons. They don't need to be diluted down. You can just use them straight out of the bottle. Now they come with these fantastic eyedropper bottles. They are really handy in the gravity fed systems. You just drop them straight in and just start painting. Another option, what you can use, is the Game Color range by Vallejo. I've used this one as well. This one here, the example, Escorpina Green. I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry guys. That's a really lovely green. You would have seen that actually on the power source on the lighting for my Helldrake I've done just recently. That's what I used on there. Now to use these Game Color ones, they are not ready to go straight into your airbrush straight away. What you need to do is you need to use a thinner. Now this, what I've been using is, gosh, get that light out of the way, the Vallejo thinner that is perfectly designed to work with essentially, let's have a look on here, any liquid acrylic. There we go, that's pretty basic, that's all you need to know. You can use that with any basic liquid acrylic. So Game Color, Model Color. You can also use it on Citadel Snakebite Leather. This is from the old range. And a purple. Gosh guys, I cannot tell you what that one is even called. XERAUS. I'm even going to pretend I don't know what that is. But those can be used with that thinner as well. Now with that thinner, a lot of it comes down to trial and error. See how thin you can take it down, thin you can take the paint down before you start losing that coverage. This one is particularly good though, that Vallejo thinner, for not losing that coverage. And it's also worth having a play around with your pressure ratings as well. The thicker it is, the higher pressure typically you'll need. The thinner the paint is, the lower pressure you'll need. Talking about lower pressures, using the Citadel shades or washes. Example, those are your shades there. A couple of washes from the Citadel range, the previous Citadel range. They work very well. You've got to drop the pressure rating right down though, because you'll blow through that stuff in about 5 seconds. Those work very well as well. What else have we got here? Very crucial, is your varnishes. Now this is the matte varnish by Vallejo. Fantastic, really nice coverage. Doesn't take away any of the detail from models, even down to the littlest details. That works very well straight through the airbrush. Another company, this stuff here. This is actually, there we go, now we can see that, by AK Interactive. This is a heavy chipping acrylic fluid. This one here is used, you spray obviously your base, then you want to put down you can either use like a matte varnish or a gloss varnish down. You then spray this heavy chipping compound over that through your airbrush. I believe you can do a couple of coats. What have I done before? 1 or 2 coats. Yeah, it says here 2 or 3 coats. Probably about hard for you to read. 2 or 3 light coats. Allow that to dry, and then you can go put another coat on top of that. Being your top coat, that's the main color you want your model or your vehicle to be. You can then come back once everything is dry. You can use a reasonably stiff brush and a lot of water. You get that involved, scrape it on the surface, and you can it actually breaks through the top layer and allows the underlayer to show through. Here's a good example of that AK Interactive heavy chipping fluid in use on this sole grinder here. I don't know if we can see it. Here's an example here. What I basically did is a couple different layers of brown underneath, some more orangey brown, some more darker, blacker brown. Then put your varnish over. Did a couple of layers with your AK Interactive chipping compound. Then I came back with, actually, what have we got here? I did a light brown, I believe, here. Layer model here, light brown over that. Allowed it to dry, came back, scrubbed over with water and a stiff brush. That actually brings up your rust up through. You can see, I don't know if that's going to focus. There we go. It's a nice example of what it can look like. That stuff is really great. I've enjoyed using that stuff quite a bit. I'm going to get into using that a bit more. What else have we used here? Now this stuff was a lot of fun. I don't have any examples on me at the moment, but this here is MacLeod 2 aluminium. Now this stuff is fantastic. What you have to do is you have to put this over a black base coat, and then you do a couple of light coats of this, and it basically brings it up to a very high gloss, high sheen aluminium finish. So that is a really great product. I'm going to do some more reviews on that at a later stage. I've tried a couple of different high gloss bases for it. This is the one I've found that's been most effective. Model Masters. This is just a gloss black. No details can really give you on that. What I found at a higher pressure, 18-20 psi, you can just use this straight out of the tub and just spray straight onto your models. Example here, I don't know if you guys can see them, but you can see we've got a nice high gloss finish on a couple of these shields here for Chaos Knights. I was just using them as an example. I'm going to do some trialing on a couple other MacLeod 2 finishes. I've got another one here at this point in time. It just looks like a clear fluid. I'll give it a bit of a mix up. We should have done that on camera. I don't know if we can get the light flicking off it there. Probably not showing through. What this one is here is Prismatic Sapphire. We actually have Basically goes from a dark blue to a purple as the light catches it. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed a little look into what I like to do with my airbrush. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.